Ever wonder why the world feels like it was designed by that kid on the playground who'd steal your lunch money, shove you off the monkey bars, then complain to the teacher you hit him? Yeah, because the world kind of was. Bullies didn't just shape childhood, they shaped governments, economics, psychology, architecture, and half the things we consider normal today. It's not subtle, it's not accidental. It's humanity's longest-running group project, supervised by the worst kid in class. And trust me, number one will absolutely ruin your day. Let's get started. Number 10, public shaming. Back in the day, messing up was personal. You forgot to bring water? Your neighbor roasted you for 5 minutes, you fixed it, everyone moved on. Small-scale embarrassment, healthy ego check, no big deal. Communities corrected each other the way friends do. Quick, local, and usually followed by food. Shame existed, but it was private, human, survivable. But then one idiot, colonial governments, obsessed with discipline and allergic to nuance, decided humiliation should be a public service announcement. Stocks, pillories, dunce caps, scarlet letters. Basically medieval Yelp reviews, but with worse spelling. Bullying became state-sponsored, complete with architecture. Fast forward to today. Congratulations, we industrialized humiliation. The town square is now the internet, where one typo becomes a 3-day spectator sport, and the crowd arrives with pitchforks and popcorn. Public shaming used to be a punishment. Now it's a recreational activity. Even ancient Romans would scroll Twitter and go, "Guys, you good?" But number 9 bullies you from a whole different angle. Literally. Number 9, intimidation architecture. Originally, buildings were cozy. Humans made huts because huts worked. Small spaces, warm fires, friendly vibes, and a structural integrity rating of probably won't fall on you today. Our ancestors built for survival, not swagger. Architecture was about staying dry, not power-tripping guests. But then one idiot, Louis XIV, a man whose ego required its own gravitational pull, decided architecture should psychologically body slam people. Versailles wasn't a nice palace. It was a dominance display. Massive columns, endless halls, ceilings so high your soul could get altitude sickness. A place built to make nobles forget how kneecaps work. Now, we've normalized it. Banks, governments, universities, courtrooms, every institution that wants obedience uses architecture that screams, "You are small, we are big, behave." Tall ceilings, echo chambers disguised as lobbies. Doors sized for mythological giants. Everything is designed to shrink you before the conversation even starts. But number 8 shows what happens when bullying becomes biology. Number 8, goosebumps. Back in prehistoric days, goosebumps had a purpose. Hair stood up, you looked bigger, predators reconsidered eating you. A practical intimidation jacket powered by adrenaline, the original biological defense system. Your body basically yelled, "I'm very scary," while hoping the predator lacked glasses. Then one idiot, early dominance-obsessed hominins, started using size displays not just against predators, but against each other. Threat postures, puffed chests, raised hair. Congratulations. Humans bullied themselves into a permanent anxiety reflex. Evolution shrugged and hardwired panic into the firmware. Today, your body still acts like every mildly stressful situation is a saber-toothed tiger auditioning for your nightmares. Loud noise? Goosebumps? Awkward confrontation? Goosebumps. A text that starts with, "We need to talk," full-body horror film. Your skin basically holds its own panic meeting. But number 7 proves bullies don't just push individuals. They shove entire cultures. Number 7, forced conformity. Once upon a time, culture was fluid. Tribes had their own colors, dances, customs, gossip, the fun stuff. People wore what they wanted, worshipped what they wanted, and nobody cared if your celebratory ritual involved drums, fire, or questionable chanting. But then one idiot, King Henry VIII, history's most influential tantrum machine, couldn't get a divorce and decided the entire religious identity of a nation should adapt to his personal inconvenience. And when kings bully, entire civilizations fall in line. From there, conformity became law. Governments codified it. Schools enforced it. Fashion industries monetized it. HOAs turned it into a lifestyle cult. Conformity isn't about unity. It's about control dressed up as etiquette. Now, society polices hair, clothes, books, speech, behavior, body language, holidays, handshakes, all because one king got rejected by the Pope. But number six? Oh, this one hits your wallet like a surprise boss fight. Number six, protection payments. Early human communities survived by mutual aid. You helped your neighbor fix his roof. He helped you fight off a wolf. Fair, simple, wholesome, like a prehistoric group project, where everyone actually participates. But then one idiot, the first organized crime groups, realized fear could be monetized. Pay us, or accidents happen. Suddenly, protection wasn't communal. It was extortion with a customer service department. Fast forward, and the concept spreads everywhere. Security fees, insurance premiums, convenience charges, fraud protection service packages. Some legit, some questionable, but all spiritually related to paying a guy named Bruno to not burn your store down. Modern society monetized fear so efficiently that you now pay to protect yourself from things you didn't even know could happen. Protection used to be community. Now it's a subscription service. But number five shows how bullies mastered something even more powerful than fear. Silence. Number five, the bystander effect. Early tribes couldn't afford hesitation. If someone screamed, you ran. If someone needed help, you helped. Survival depended on instant teamwork. Delay meant death. There was no someone else will handle it. You were someone else. But then one idiot, the first authoritarian tribal leader, punished anyone who acted without permission. Helping others became dangerous. Doing nothing became the safest bet. Silence wasn't cowardice. It was survival strategy. Generations later, psychology inherited the blueprint. Now, when someone's in danger, modern humans freeze, not because they don't care, but because they subconsciously assume stepping in could make things worse for them. Ancient political trauma masquerading as apathy. Today, 10 people witness a crisis, each waiting for someone braver, someone more qualified, someone in charge. Bullies don't just create fear, they outsource it. But number four is where bullies get truly ambitious, rewriting time itself. Number four, historical spin. History used to be oral, stories around fires, messy, inconsistent, but communal, truth filtered by memory, not manipulation. Then one idiot, Emperor Qin Shi Huang, history's CEO of my version only, burned entire libraries to consolidate knowledge. When you control the past, you control the future. From there, every power-hungry bully took notes. Dictators edited textbooks. Conquerors rewrote myths. Corporations curated origin stories. Even ex-partners rewrite breakups like suspicious historians. Modern society runs on curated narratives, patriotic myths, corporate slogans, biographies scrubbed of inconvenient details. Bullies don't just win, they edit the victory screen. But number three is the silent bully tactic hiding in your job description and your paycheck. Number three, competitive scarcity. Nature isn't actually that scarce. Early humans survived through sharing, group hunts, communal food stores, and cooperation. Then one idiot, Andrew Carnegie, patron saint of hoard everything capitalism, decided competition should be society's default setting. Scarcity became a strategy, not a reality. Now everything is a contest. Housing? Fight for it. Jobs? Fight for them. Promotions? Emotional Hunger Games. Even college feels like trying to buy concert tickets for a band you don't even like. Artificial scarcity keeps people stressed, distracted, and too exhausted to question the system. If bullies can convince you there's not enough, they get to decide who gets what. But number two is when bullying evolves into a full-time surveillance hobby. Number two, surveillance culture. In the beginning, watching people was straightforward. You saw them with your eyes. Revolutionary. Then one idiot, J. Edgar Hoover, patron saint of paranoid file-keeping, turned surveillance into a national pastime. Information wasn't collected, it was weaponized. Now surveillance is everywhere. Governments track, corporations log, apps monitor. Your smart fridge knows your midnight habits. Cameras capture angles of your face you've never seen. Surveillance creates compliance. When you feel watched, you behave. It's bullying through omnipresence. Santa Claus energy, but with subpoenas. But number one is the ultimate bully technique. The final boss, the one that quietly shapes everything. Number one, learned helplessness. Back in early human history, people believed they could change things. Storm coming, build a shelter. Predator nearby, make weapons. Resource shortage, move camp. Humans were wired. And here's the sinister twist. Once institutions realized how effective this was, they built entire systems around it. Schools that punish curiosity, workplaces that crush initiative, bureaucracies that exhaust you until giving up feels like the only sane option. You're not failing, you're being conditioned. Every time you hear that's just the way things work, that's learned helplessness talking, not reality. The real terror of this bully tactic is how invisible it becomes. You stop imagining alternatives. You stop questioning. You shrink your life to the size of the box someone else put you in. But here's the secret they hope you never rediscover. The moment people remember they can push back, the entire structure wobbles. Bullies win by convincing you the cage is locked, even when the door was never fully closed. So that's the grand tour of how bullies shape the world. Not through genius, but through fear, ego, and intimidation baked into our systems over centuries. They didn't just haunt your childhood, they engineered the structures, stories, and rules we still live under, turning insecurity into architecture, fear into policy, and their own self-importance into our default reality. Most of them grew up to be leaders and innovators, while the rest of us still feel the echoes of their control. But noticing the pattern is the first crack in the armor. Awareness is how these systems start to crumble. If this made you rethink society, or why you instinctively straighten up in official buildings, smash like, so the algorithm spirals into an identity crisis. Subscribe, ring the bell, and share this with the friend who still apologizes before speaking. Stay curious, stay sharp, stay unbullied. See you in the next one.
This is Sticky Wonders, uncovering the strange logic behind the world we think.